Am I wrong for stepping back from a friendship and telling my friend I'm done reaching out and paying for everything? I'm a 24 female, and my friend, who we will call Lucy, is also 24. We have been friends since grade 3 and have had lots of sleepovers and hangouts while we were in school, and when we graduated, we still hung out, just not as much. And now I'm wondering if I should take a step back from the friendship. When we were kids, I was always the one reaching out and trying to make plans. Lucy hasn't reached out once to make plans. Even when we went out to her house, I was the one to reach out. When we hung out, we would go to my house 95% of the time because Lucy would forget to ask her parents. Lucy's parents are loaded, and Lucy has always been spoiled and picky. Growing up, Lucy and her siblings had one of every electronic possible, and her parents would give her any amount of money whenever she would ask. They have a movie theater in their house, and Lucy got a credit card and could online shop when she was 14, and got a brand new car for her 16th birthday. The only electronic I had growing up was a Wii, and I had to drive my parents' minivan when I turned 16, and my parents stopped giving me money when I was in grade 4, and if I wanted something from a bake sale, I had to use my own money. The problems began when we were in grade 7 and have only gotten worse. I think it's the entitlement that's wearing me down. When we were in high school, every time we would go to the store, I was the one paying for everything. I would tell Lucy to bring her own money, but she would throw a fit. I got my first job when I was 15, and Lucy wouldn't stop trying to convince me to quit. Lucy has never had a job. Even as of today, she is still jobless and still lives with her parents. When we had sleepovers, I was the only one who would ever buy the snacks, and Lucy is super picky, and the snacks had to be the exact brand. She only likes A&W root beer, cheddar Pringles, and a Aero bar, and if I couldn't find the exact brand and got her a mug root beer instead, she would throw a fit, complain, and ignore me for days. I only asked her to grab the snacks once, and that was when I was 15 and Mom didn't want to go to town. Lucy has to drive through town to get to my house, so I asked her if she would swing by the store and grab the snacks, and she flat out said, "No, how dare you, getting the snacks is your job. We will just have to eat what you have at your house." Then she complained the whole time about not having the snacks. One time I invited Lucy to the pool, and we picked her up, and the whole time she complained about the car not having Wi-Fi. Her parents' cars both have their own Wi-Fi routers, and Lucy complained so much about our car not having one that my mom told me not to ask her to drive Lucy anywhere anymore. When we were in grade 10, we started going for pizza during our lunch break, and I would tell her to bring $10 because the pizza was $20, and I didn't want to pay for the whole thing, and she agreed that we could split the pizza cost in half. But every time we would go, Lucy would never bring money, and when I asked her if she brought money for the pizza, she would lie and say yes. Then when got to the pizza place, and after we ate, she would say, "Oops, I don't have any money, you will have to pay for the whole thing." I would always bring extra money just in case. We had an argument about it, and she demanded I pay for it because she didn't want to ask her mom to bring her money, and in the end, I ended up paying for the whole thing. And when I asked her to pay me back, she threw another fit. Lucy said that friends don't make each other pay them back, and said that I am a bad friend for asking her to, and that she wouldn't be paying me back. Whenever she would come to my house for hangouts, she would complain that there was nothing to do there, and would spend the whole time texting her sister. When we were in grade 11, we got Wi-Fi at my parents' house, and when Lucy found that out, she demanded the password, and I told her no, because when I asked for her Wi-Fi password, she told me no, it's for family only. So when she asked for my Wi-Fi password, I told her no, it's for family only, and she threw a fit. She said I was being controlling and a shitty friend and said friends don't withhold things from each other. Then she stormed out and left. It took a week for her to cool off and start talking to me again. When I would go to her house, things were bad. We would play her Switch. But when we played it, she wouldn't let me watch the walkthroughs and didn't tell me what the controls were, so I would end up not wanting to play, and Lucy would get mad and accuse me of not wanting to try new things. When we ate at her house, I was only allowed one handful of chips with a little bit of cheese, and Lucy got to have whatever she wanted, and when dessert time came, Lucy would get dessert for herself, but wouldn't get me any dessert. And when I would ask, she would say guests don't get dessert. I'll never forget the time my family went to Lucy's for a holiday, and Lucy full-on yelled at my little sister and told her to get the hell out of the house we left shortly after. When we were in grade 12, I got an iPhone 6 for my birthday, and Lucy's parents bought her an iPhone 12. And when Lucy got her new phone, she was on it 24/7 and completely ignored me. Things got worse when we graduated. She would ignore my texts, and when I would ask her to hang out, she would either ignore me or say she wasn't in the mood. Lucy said she was taking an online accounting class but ended up dropping out 3 months in and hasn't done anything since. Lucy is still living with her parents and doesn't have a job and doesn't even do chores around the house. Lucy acts like she's too good for chores. Now I'm at my breaking point. Every time I text Lucy, it takes her a month to reply even though she lives on her phone, and when I ask her to hang out, she says either no, I'm not in the mood, I'm busy, not today, or no thanks. It's been almost a year since I've seen Lucy. The last time I seen her, I had to get her a mug root beer because none of the places I went had A&W root beer, and she got mad and started yelling at me for getting her the wrong drink. She left 5 minutes later without saying goodbye, and she took the root beer with her. I'm at my breaking point. Lucy texted me on Christmas saying that her and her 4 siblings all got their own Switch 2 for Christmas and a game and asked what I got. And when I told her, she said, maybe if you worked harder, you could have bought herself something nice. I work 2 jobs and get 50+ hours a week. I was hurt and texted her saying I was done reaching out and paying for stuff when all she did was be mean and that her entitlement is wearing me down, and said that I was stepping back and that if she wanted to hang out to let me know because I was done asking. She read it but hasn't responded, so now I'm wondering if I'm the AH for stepping back from the friendship. Update. Well, crap has hit the fan, and both of our moms are now involved. For context, my mom and Lucy's mom are pretty good friends. They meet up for coffee once a month and go out for lunch together a few times a year. After what happened between me and Lucy 2 weeks ago, I didn't think to tell my mom about it because nothing ever comes of our fights. I had to block Lucy because she was guilt-tripping me and trying to make me feel like the bad guy, and said I needed to get over my selfishness and start being a friend again. I blocked her on everything and thought that would be the end of it. I went to visit my mom today, and when I got there, she looked upset. And when I asked her what was wrong, she asked me how I could be so mean to Lucy. I was confused and asked her what she was talking about, and my mom said that Lucy's mom phoned her this morning and said I was bullying Lucy and that I dumped her for no reason and that I blocked her over nothing, and said Lucy was having a breakdown. I was shocked and told my mom what actually happened, and she was shocked and said it wasn't like Lucy to lie and said she didn't know who to believe, which made me mad. I told my mom I couldn't believe that she would believe Lucy over her own daughter. I showed my mom the texts Lucy tried gaslighting me with, and eventually she believed me. My mom then called Lucy's mom to tell her what I said, and after the call, my mom looked torn. My mom said that Lucy's mom was mad because I was Lucy's only friend, and Lucy is apparently taking losing me as a friend hard. My mom then said that even though Lucy was in the wrong, everyone deserves a second chance. I got mad and told my mom that I had given Lucy multiple chances, and I was done with her entitled behavior and being her ATM. My mom said everyone makes mistakes and everyone deserves a second chance. I left after that and went home. Either my mom or Lucy gave Lucy's mom my cell number, and Lucy's mom and my mom are pleading with me to give Lucy another chance, but I'm done. Lucy hasn't even apologized or paid me back for everything. I'm torn. I don't want to be on bad terms with my mom, but her constant pleading is wearing me down. I blocked Lucy's mom's number, but she keeps texting me from new numbers. I don't know what to do. Do I keep blocking the numbers? Do I get a new number? I'm not giving Lucy any more chances, but all the pleading is making me second-guess myself. I'm so stressed right now and don't know what to do. Update 2. 1 month later. I thought things were bad before, but now they have gone from bad to worse, and I'm terrified. I had to get a new number because Lucy's mom kept blowing up my phone, demanding I take Lucy back as a friend. A week after I got a new number, Lucy started gaslighting and spamming me. Somehow she got my new number, and no matter now, many times I block her number, she always texts me from a new one. Lucy hasn't apologized or paid me back yet, I had to go low contact with my mom because she was constantly pleading with me to take Lucy back. The other day, Lucy and her mom, Edith, came to my workplace when I was at the front, and they caused a huge scene. They were yelling and swearing at me and refused to leave. The police were called and they were escorted out. My manager called me to the back and said I was on thin ice and that if anything like this happened again, I'd be fired. I unblocked Lucy and sent her a paragraph telling her to leave me alone and that I wasn't taking her back, and that if her and her mom kept harassing me, I'd be pressing charges and that she has until March 1st to pay me back, or I'd be seeing her in small claims court. She didn't respond back, but I know she read it. I thought all the drama was over since Lucy didn't respond to my message, but boy was I wrong. I went to visit my mom today, and when I got there, my mom, Lucy, and Edith were all sitting at the kitchen table and told me to sit down and that this was an intervention and that I needed to stop being selfish. I was instantly upset. Lucy started saying things like she missed having me around and wanted me to be her friend again. I said, "You don't miss having me around, you miss having me pay for all your stuff." Edith snapped at me and told me to stop lying and playing the victim. That's when I lost it. I unloaded everything I had pent up over the years. I told my mom and Edith how Lucy had treated me, and how I paid for all Lucy's stuff, and how I was the only one reaching out, and that all Lucy did was treat me like shit, use, and lie to me. I said that Lucy still hasn't paid me back yet and that she has until the end of the month to do so. I said I was done with Lucy and wasn't taking her back as a friend ever. My mom looked shocked. Edith doubled down, saying I was Lucy's only friend and I needed to stop being a selfish brat, and then Edith said she would pay me $5 a month to be Lucy's friend. I said absolutely not, and that she wasn't paying me to be Lucy's friend and that I was done with both of them. I left after that. When I got home, my mom called me and said she was sorry and that she didn't know things were that bad and that if she had known she wouldn't have tried to force me to be friends with Lucy again. I told my mom that she chose Lucy over me and that I couldn't forgive her for it and that I was going no contact with her for a while. She started crying and apologizing and said she didn't want this to be the thing and ruins the bond between us. I told her you ruined the bond we had when you chose Lucy instead of me. Then I hung up. My mom has been calling me nonstop all day, but I'm done right now. I want space, and I'm going to keep my distance from my mom. As for Lucy and Edith, if they keep harassing me, I will be pressing charges, and I'm thinking about getting a restraining order against them. My life is chaos now, and I'm so stressed. I'll update if anything else happens. Update 3-5 months after initial story. It's been a while since I updated, but a lot has happened. Lucy did pay me back, but not without a fight. I went through my bank records and put together all the statements where I bought her stuff, and the total amount of money I spent on her over the years of our friendship was almost $5,000. When I sent her an invoice telling her how much she owed me and all the transactions as proof, she flat out refused to pay me back, and I ended up taking her to small claims court. They had to reschedule the court date twice because Lucy refused to show up. On the third court date, Lucy showed up, and her mom tried to say the money was a gift and that I was a liar, but I had the proof, and the judge saw straight through their lies, and they were ordered by the court to pay me back in full within a month. As we were leaving, Edith came up to me and started screaming at me and said that I was a gold digger and a spoiled brat. Security had to come between us and escorted Edith away. I had installed security cameras on my house because Lucy and Edith were following me, and after the court day, I thought everything was over. Almost 2 months ago, I was getting ready to leave for work, but when I got to my car, the windshield was smashed, the sides were keyed, the tires were slashed, and the word "Gold Digger" was spray-painted on my car in red spray paint. I immediately checked my security cameras, and they showed Edith and Lucy coming to my house at 3 in the morning and destroying my car. I saved everything and took a taxi to the police station. I had been documenting all their harassment since I stopped being Lucy's friend. When I got to the station, I showed the proof and video and said I wanted to press charges and get a restraining order and an order of no contact. They looked into it, and Lucy and Edith were charged with stalking, harassment, and vandalism, and both of them got criminal records. We had to go to court for the restraining order, and when I showed all the proof I had, I was given the restraining order and an order of no contact right away. Lucy and Edith were both slapped with heavy fines for the vandalism and had to compensate me for the damage to my car, which came out to just under $4,000. I've only gotten one text from Edith saying that I ruined her and Lucy's lives. I blocked her immediately and reported her for violating the no-contact order. Edith was arrested at work and spent the night in jail. Edith was fired and has been jobless since, as no one will hire her with her criminal record. After Edith was arrested, they have left me alone. It's been a month and things have been peaceful. They are also banned from my workplace. My mom and I made up. It took a while and lots of apologies and heart-to-heart talks, but our relationship is stronger than ever. My mom went no contact with Edith and they don't do coffee or go for lunch anymore. I have fully cut ties with Lucy. Once I was paid, I got a new number and only told family. I'm glad things are done and I was paid back, and I'm really glad that my mom and I made up. I don't think anything else is going to happen, but if something else happens, I'll update. Thanks for all the advice that was given in the comments of my other posts. It was very helpful and super appreciated. Comments. Yeah. No, this is not true. Courts do not reschedule because someone doesn't show up. That's fiction. The PL wins by default if D fails to show. This entire thread is BS. The statute of limitations on loans is not 15 years or going back to 3rd grade. OP had made up the entire thread, never happened. Second comment. I don't believe you prevailed in small claims court with the money you say you sued to recover. Not only would most courts sweep you out for years of small cash outlays, you'd have to produce evidence that she promised to repay you and also that she told you when to expect repayment. I'll get you later won't cut it. And if the money wasn't a loan, then it was a gift. Also, a lot of judges would ask you why you waited until she reneged on repaying for years before you sued. The idea being that by the 3rd or 4th time she didn't make good on the promise to pay, you had no reasonable expectation that she ever would repay, let alone refusing to repay dozens of transactions over years. I'm not saying this is untrue, but it's fishy AF. It all sounds too much like a fanfic for me to accept. If this story added a little spark to your day, hit like and subscribe to spill the storyline so you're always here for the next beautifully messy moment.